What's up, LinkedIn / YouTube? Another video. Let's see. um, so for this video, I want to discuss the importance of discipline. So this is probably coming more from an ADHD perspective. So the first thing that you need to realize here, let me go to my room real quick. One moment. So the first thing that you need to realize about discipline is that first off, you need to be able to absolutely tame yourself. So if that means not using your phone when you're doing your homework, then that means not doing your phone when you're doing your homework. If that means not browsing the web, then don't browse the web. These things I'm guilty of because it gives me stimulation, but nonetheless, internet and the other thing do not give you your goals, and they won't pay your bills. They don't put food on the table, etc. So this is the unique perspective I'm going to give you today. The unique perspective I'm going to give you is that first off, that that a person with the ADHD, they have mostly they have an all or nothing switch. So when it's going, when I discipline myself, I either have to be disgustingly disciplined or I'm not disciplined at all, because in my brain I don't have a middle ground. So take it from an ADHD discipline perspective. When you discipline yourself, you need to be absolutely disciplined in all circumstances or you die. Now, if you can do this as in a neurotypical perspective, you will be disgustingly successful. I assure you, you will be amazingly successful. If you can efficiently and constantly be able to deny yourself gratification, because that's what discipline is. It's basically you're acting like a robot, basically. And if you follow that routine religiously and you don't change it, then you should be able to go very far. And that's the importance of self-discipline, especially if you're a neurotypical, is that if you keep conditioning it, it will eventually become a habit, and then obviously a habit becomes a habit of success, and then habits of success, it preludes itself into other aspects of your life. What else? And then also what you should do with your discipline is you need to quantify how you're doing that. You need to make sure you have your short-term goals, your mid-term goals, your long-term goals. How are you accomplishing those goals? Are you quantifying your goals? So John Sonoma uses Pomodoro timers. I use them myself. They're moderately useful to counteract ADHD a little bit. They work okay. So I still manage to be somewhat productive. What else? And then just be able to make sure if you can ascertain how to be able to push yourself along towards those perspectives and those goals, then it will increase over time. Like if you look at Allison Buckland, she's incredibly consistent and she's incredibly able-bodied. She's consistent with her message and she's intentional. She's intentional in the respect that she's constantly actively making her environment around her. She's disciplined executively. So identify what goal it is you want to accomplish, identify it, and discipline yourself around it. So that way, when the time comes and you're required to do these significant tasks, then you do it. Okay, so like an example is right now I need to work out and go to the gym, but I have to also wake up at 4:30 in the morning. And I also need to get ready to go to bed right now. So these are conflicting ideologies. These are conflicting actions. So what I do instead is I work out at home. I do a little simple workout, 25-30 minutes. And then afterwards, I get ready to go to bed. And I save myself gas in the process. And that's the thing about discipline too, is you're going to have to find ways to meet yourself in the middle, because you're not always going to find a correct action. Like for example, like if I want financial security, right? Here's an example, real life example for myself. If I want financial security and I'm potentially doing the army, then that requires certain sacrifices. Or if you do this, then you need to realize, first off, you're giving up your freedom. The army owns you, and you're following a regimented structure and schedule, and you're giving up these three things for these three things. So this is what I believe you have to remember with life. Life is full of trade-offs. If you do instant gratification now, you're going to feel good now, but you're going to suffer later. If you delay your pain now, if you feel pain now, you will feel good later. Life is full of trade-offs. So understand the short-term and the long-term trade-offs in everything that you do. If you're a selfish son of a bitch now, then you're you're gonna be treated like dirt and you're gonna be friendless. You might feel good now, but you're gonna be lonely later. Okay, so that's the thing about being a selfish ass, is no one's gonna care about you afterwards. So just integrate these factors into your own discipline, your own self-discipline. Even if you have a broken brain like I do, I still manage moderately through coping mechanisms. So you got you neurotypicals, normal people. You don't really have any excuse. You don't have any excuse to not kill dragons. Even if you're suffering with addictions, I know addictions. I know them well. I have plenty of addictions. Internet addiction is one of them. I'm still working on breaking it. And also, you need to understand that these things take time. So addictions are also not excuses. They're not excuses. So don't use them to excuse yourself in being a loser. They're not fucking excuses. And if you do have the ability to use moderation, then use it well. I don't have that ability. Either way, it's all or nothing for me. All or nothing. That's all it is. So if you have moderation, then use it accordingly. So yeah, guys, be disciplined. Look at all the successful people who are disciplined. Alison Buckland, Amy Perkins, etc. That is all I have for you. Link in YouTube. Thank you.